Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. In my fall series, Planting Fall Weather Crops, I want to show you how to plant your transplants in there. I've done that before, but I'll do it real quick in case you're watching the video for the first time. But I want to show you how to use dish drying racks that you get at a thrift store for $1 or $2 to stop rabbits from chewing off the tops of your peas. It works every year when I do this. They're inexpensive and you can find them really at any thrift store. I recommend getting something this size because we're going to plant down the middle. When you do that, the rabbit's just not going to want to get up on here and get to the peas. They're lazy. They look for opportunities to feed without having to do a lot of work. And you want something that's about this high because it'll give plenty of space for even lettuces and different crops to grow in there. But it'll give plenty of plenty of height for your peas to get to a size, and then they just take off and the rabbits just don't get them. If you can't find the larger ones, you can get the smaller ones. They are lower to the ground. Technically, a rabbit could come in and just lean over and get it. Again, they're skittish. That might stop them. But if you can only find the small ones, just put them next to each other like that and then plant right along the side. That gives the space on the outside. The rabbits just aren't going to want to lean over here or put their body on this. They don't know what it is. And to a rabbit, maybe it feels like a trap. It's all metal. We're going to water it in with a water-soluble fertilizer, organic, 1 soluble feeding. And then we're going to let them go. So let me set this up for planting and also talk about if you want to drop peas in as seeds, how you would do that. So here's the basic setup for transplants. Now when you do transplants, you want to plant them in larger containers like this, seed starting cells. I sell these at my seed shop. I'll put a link in. 2 seeds per cell. Hopefully both come up, but you don't want to always just put 1 seed in because if it doesn't germinate, then you've wasted the space. So put 2 in and you can see in this case, 2 came up here, and then 1 and 1, and that one's too tiny. We're not going to keep that. If you're not planting from transplants, and when you do transplants, once you put them into the seed cells, they'll germinate really probably in 3 or 4 days. Within 7 to 10 days from germination, you want to get them in the ground. If not, they're going to get root bound. You're going to set up a hole about 1 inch deep. We're going to cover a little bit of the stem, and really, I've done so many experiments. You could put them right next to each other. You could pack them in there. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to try to put in about 5, 6 plants right in this space. If we were going to just do peas as seeds, 1 inch apart, all the way through, you're going to really pack them in there. The rabbits might get some on the outer edges, but you just pack them in there. Seeds go down 1 inch deep. You could put 2 seeds in if you want. It doesn't really matter. And it just, peas happen to be plants that just can be packed in next to each other. So we go about 1 inch deep. We're not adding anything to the soil. You can see how nicely the root systems develop. And you just want to loosen it up. I can do this 1 hand. You can certainly do it easily with 2 hands. And then you set your pea up just like that. Again, 2 peas go into this hole. Nice loose base. And then the final one. And if they're a little bit bound, loosen them up. And we're planting to about here. That one is a little not as loose as where it was. Let's put it right in there. There we go. Come on. Let's drop it in. And that's all you do to drop in your transplants. And then the cage, the dish rack, for about $2 will go right over them. And that's going to work out nicely. Okay, let me plant these in. We'll drop in some stakes and then we'll feed them. Well, of course, when I was doing this, I thought, man, there's so much wasted space in there. So 2 peas, 1 or 2 peas every inch, and just push them in about 1 inch deep. Now, they may not make it depending on how much time you have before hard frost comes, but you can eat pea tendrils, and a lot of people don't know that. The new pea shoots that come out taste just like the peas, and you can use them in salads, and I'll show you what I harvest for tendrils in my upcoming vlogs. But peas are something, of course you want the pods, but here's a tendril right in here. So right above my thumb, that can get about 2 inches long. You want to get them while they're young, if not they get a little bit woody. You can cut them off and you can eat them in salads. So 1 inch deep. Now I have peas that will mature to pods. I think I've timed it right. These will probably make it because I still have a good 75 days before a before a hard frost comes. We're going to leave those back there, just the 5 plants in there. See if there's any size difference by packing them in here and then leaving them a lot of space. I don't think there will be, or at least nothing noticeable. We're going to water it in now with a water-soluble fertilizer. Really soak it in. Even though it's getting cooler, one mistake a lot of people make is they let their seedlings dry out. They think it's cool and they don't need as much water. That's true once they're established well, but when you're germinating seeds in the ground or you're taking care of transplants, even though it's like 70 out, the hot sun will dry the top 2 inches of the surface and you can lose your plants. So keep them watered well. And then I just go down the middle and I put in stakes. Let's just finish it up with that. Over time, of course, as these grow, they'll grow up through the holes. I will just put string through here, weave the bigger plants through, drop in more stakes if I need to, but I will definitely have fall peas. Hope you enjoyed the video. This gives you some idea of how to protect your peas from rabbits, and hope you have a great fall garden. Thanks for watching.